Hello and welcome back to the Traveling Yoga Mat. I'm Amanda and today we'll be walking through a roughly 25-minute meditation and stretching practice. So it may be the start of your day, maybe the middle or the end of your day. Either way, this is a really great way to get back into our bodies and recenter ourselves. We can welcome Sunny into our practice today. If you have a furry friend nearby, maybe you include them as well. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll start in a seated position. I encourage you to place your non-dominant, non-natural leg on top this time. Place the palms rested on the knees. Keep a tall spine, drop the shoulders down. Nice, straight elongation of the neck. And then if you feel called to, maybe you close the eyes here. And notice right away how that changes your perspective and perception of things, making your inner world become more clear. And start to just explore that world. Maybe making your way through the upper body, just taking a look around, checking out all the functions, checking in with the heart, scoping out the arms, and then the lower body. Just checking in, maybe noticing if there's any sensations that might feel sticky or like they could use a release. And just picturing the body as completely whole. Dropping from the head into the body. Almost like relocating our brain into our body rather than our heads. And then as you breathe in, bring awareness to the chest. So you may notice a subtle rising of the chest and the belly on the inhale. And then the rib cage relaxes and falls on the exhale. Just consciously witnessing that breath. Something involuntary that we can bring our attention and awareness to and just appreciate it for being there always for us. And then go ahead and place your hands crossed in front of you on opposite shoulders. Keeping a tall spine, just applying some pressure to those shoulders, maybe even the sides of the neck, using the thumbs to just graze along the sides of the neck. Take a big deep breath in and release it. Amazing. If there's any areas where you want to bring some gentle taps or touch, you can do so. And this is all just a self-soothing practice so that we can really be in our bodies when we move. And then before we move on, think of something that you feel excited about. You can relax the arms down when you're ready and just give yourself a moment to ponder that. Something maybe that has even happened in the past or is manifesting in the now, or something you're looking forward to. And then if you can separate the thing from the feeling that it brings you, and hang on to that feeling and just let the thing kind of dissolve in the imagination, holding on to that feeling. And we're going to take that with us throughout the practice. Open your eyes when you're ready. And so maybe you set an intention attached to that feeling, and it could be just to enjoy yourself. And recently I've talked a bit about how presence is, by my definition, enjoying fully and being so interested in what you're currently doing. And that could be anything. It could be sitting here breathing. It could be watching YouTube. It could be making your coffee. Whatever it is, if you can, even if it's to pretend so that your mind starts to believe that it is the most interesting thing about life in that moment. And so I encourage you to practice that. All right, let's come to our backs. Keeping the knees bent up, the soles of the feet on the ground. Rest along the spine. Bring the feet wide and the knees to touch in the center. The palms faced up. And notice where your eyes go and how that impacts your practice. See if you can keep a very soft gaze on whatever it is you're looking at. Relax your shoulders down, relax your face. Separating the lips. Open up the jaw wide. And then close it and just relax. Going into the feelings, into the tension is the only way to release it. All right, now separate the lips, bring the feet about hip width distance, and just start rocking the knees from one side to the other. If it helps, you can tee out your arms. Gaze can go in the opposite direction of the legs. One more. Left and right. And then stop in the center. Let's hug those knees in toward the body. Lift the head, bring the knees close to the nose and the face. Make a tight ball. And then relax the head down. And let's bring the legs long overhead. A little waterfall. Slight bend in the knees. Let gravity just work on the feet and the legs. Lowering any swelling, any inflammation. Two more breaths here. And then hug the knees in. And let's just rock and roll a few times toward the top of the mat. Maybe when you come up, you don't allow the feet to completely meet the mat. And then when you're ready, let's come to our tabletop. So the wrists are just beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. And let's bump the hips left and right. Notice any soreness that arises. And then take the gaze in the opposite direction, up the hips. Amazing. Let's take the knees wide and the big toes to touch behind us. Come to child's pose, so walk the hands toward the top of the mat. Rest the forehead down. Roll the forehead along the mat. And we're gonna come into thread the needle child's pose version. So take your right arm off the mat and just thread it under the left, resting back down. And if your forehead doesn't meet the ground here, that's quite all right. Stretching into the right shoulder. Coming back to that presence, that intention of just enjoying yourself wherever you are. All right, let's release it slowly and go ahead and replace the arms. So left arm threads under right. Last big breath here. And let that go. Another breath in child's pose. Maybe this time the chin comes to the mat, gaze is between the thumbs. Amazing. All right, let's come back up to tabletop and then flip the toes behind us. Lift the knees off the mat, send the heels down, downward facing dog. And right away in your down dog, if you want to shake out the head, release anything in the neck, pedal out one foot and the other, pressing into the fingers. Beautiful. And let's bring the feet just a touch wider, about hip width distance, and start to walk the hands back toward the feet. So forward folding at the bottom of the mat. Relax the head. Grab for opposite elbows, maybe opposite orientation. And then sway gently side to side. Feeling the release of the entire spine, the decompression. And then we'll roll up one vertebra at a time, stacking the entire spine. Palms shine forward, stand tall, slight bend in the knees. Come back to that feeling. And let the whole body feel lit up. Beautiful. All right, we're just gonna bring the hands to the hips and take a step with the right foot toward the top of the mat. Bending into the right foot, we're in high lunge here. So we're on the ball of the back foot. Hands are on the hips and just checking that the hips are squared toward the front of the space. Spine is tall, neck is neutral. And then bring the arms up by the ears. Take a breath in. And as we exhale, let's cactus those arms, shine the chest toward the ceiling. Beautiful. Inhale. Bring the arms up by the ears. Exhale, cactus. Last one. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, cactus. Amazing. Reset, biceps by the ears. And this time we're gonna lower the hands, lower the back knee, untuck the back foot, and come to low lunge. So you may need to adjust and just shimmy the front toes forward just a touch. Sitting low into your lunge here. And then trying to recenter, re-engage the core so that you're not arching in the low back too much. And let's shift the hips back. Flex the toes back toward the face. Sit on the left heel and fold over the right leg. Notice the discomfort. And then notice the thoughts that come with the discomfort. See if you can use your breath to clear the mind. Almost like a windstorm. Almost like a storm that brings with it high-speed winds, and how cleansing that can be. All right, let's bend into the front leg. Come back up to that low lunge. Let's bring the arms by the ears. And then let's frame the front foot. Root into the left hand and reach right arm high. Little twist. Go ahead and cactus that top arm, helping you twist open more. And then from here, let's tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. Amazing. Notice how that feels. Beautiful. Extend top arm, and then let's frame the front foot. We're gonna bring both hands inside the right foot, drop the back knee down, and then we'll just heel toe the right leg out, coming into a lizard lunge, so the toes come out, the heels turned in, and the right knee just splays out. And you could stay up on the hands here, or if you're ready for it, you can come down onto the forearms, and you can always pop that back knee up once again. This feels like enough for me today. All right, let's start to shift the hips back, straighten out the front leg, flex the toes, keeping the hips over the knee this time. Crawl forward, bending into the front leg, lizard. One more time, shift the hips back, flex that foot, keep the spine long, and then re-bending into the right knee. Beautiful. Let's tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and we're just gonna send the back leg back, coming into downward dog. Let's shift forward, lower knees, chest, chin, or you can lower to low plank and then down to the belly. Keep the elbows in toward the body. Let's take a baby cobra, lifting the head, the chest, the rib cage. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, let's lower. Relax the chin on the mat. Let's do that again. Lifting head, chest, ribs, and then try and lift the hands. Let them float off the mat. Breath in, and as you exhale, lower. Let's push back up to the knees, flip over the toes, downward facing dog. Let's move through the other side here. So bring the feet wide. Let's walk the hands to the back of the mat, forward fold. This time, with your peace fingers, grab for the big toes. Nice deep bend in the knees, let the elbows splay out. Relax the head, look through the legs. And then if you like here, you can always pull your upper body closer to the ground using that bind with the peace fingers. And from there, you can always work to straighten out the knees. Let the bind go and let's roll up slowly. Amazing. Roll the shoulders back. Take a little reset moment. Beautiful. We're going to step forward with the left foot. Come to that high lunge. On this side, hands come to the hips. Check in that they're squared toward the front of your space. And then let's reach the biceps by the ears. Beautiful. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, cactus those arms, chest shines forward. Breathe in, lengthen out the arms. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, find length. Exhale, cactus. Last one, find some length. Beautiful, cactus. Nice, reach the arms up, and we'll drop the back knee down, coming into low lunge. Sit low into your hips, hands come to the hips here. And just zipping up the core of the rib cage so that we protect the low back. Beautiful. And let's shift the hips back, bring the hands toward the mat, sitting on the right heel, left toes flex back toward the face, and then fold over the left leg. What can you notice? How is your mental space? And let's shift back forward into that low lunge. Let's bring right hand to the inside of left foot this time and reach left arm up. Go ahead and cactus that arm. And at any point, if the wrist is bothering you, you can always come to a fist. Take one more full breath. Beautiful. Let's bring both arms to the inside of the left foot, heel toe, toes out, heels in. Sit low into your lizard lunge. Same thing or different on this side. You can always lower to the elbows or pop up the back knee. Let's shift the hips back, flex front toes, fold inside the left leg, and then shift forward, deep lunge, shift hips back, folding, beautiful, crawl forward, lizard lunge. Amazing, let's untuck the back toes and send left leg to meet right, downward facing dog. Amazing, let's come to tabletop and then lower our chest and our chin, coming all the way down to the mat. Keep the left hand where it's at underneath the shoulder and tee out the right arm. Rest your right temple on the mat and press into your left hand, rolling up onto your right side. Left foot steps behind right knee. And we're in shoulder pigeon. When you're ready, roll back onto your belly. First stacking the legs, and then slowly, with control, rolling back. Let's swap out the arms. Left temple comes down to the mat. Press into the right hand, press up onto the left side, and then stamp right foot behind left leg this time. This is a spinal twist as much as it is a shoulder opener, chest opener, heart opener. Let's roll on back down. Bring both hands underneath the shoulders and see if you can tuck the toes underneath behind you and then press into the hands As you exhale, we're gonna come to high plank. Amazing. Right away, let's set the knees down. Crossing the ankles, come back to seated. And just take a moment for yourself. Check in with the body. Notice if you feel different from when class started. Thank you for taking this time to honor yourself and for being a part of this practice. Until next time.